The name of the game is create a currency, make it back to the dollar, and then collect the interest on your reserves. Today, I'm showing you a company called LMAX and how they're using Ripple's stablecoin for these cross-border payments, FX settlement, and the reason for it, how issuers are making billions from these stablecoins, how we're not making that, but decentralized finance can save us. Also, what does this mean for XRP's price? Stay tuned. So first, what is RLUSD? That represents the dollar on these cryptocurrency networks. So you need the dollar on Coinbase and LMAX, for example, to do the trades. Ripple is the one who designed RLUSD and it's living on the Ethereum network. So they partnered with the LMAX Group. And who is the LMAX Group? LMAX Group does global FX trade. And these are the cross-border payments to go from the British pound to the US dollar. And their focus is taking these assets and putting it on the blockchain. So that's why we're focused on RLUSD, because you need to take the old system and bring it over to the new system, and Ripple is supplying the rails. Cross-border payments, you need to go from the old to the new, but you need collateral. So we need to put it on the blockchain. RLUSD is doing it. LMAX is helping them do it, and they're using it for institutional trading. Essentially, every trade that's on the trading floor, they're going to be using RLUSD. And this is for brokers, banks, and basically big institutions. And the benefit would be enhanced liquidity, and RLUSD will serve as collateral and as a settlement currency for spot trading and fiat crosses. So the cross-border payments. And they're saying margin efficiencies and secure custody. And basically, in my opinion, there's a lot of auditing that will go in. So every time there's a trade on the trading floor, they'll be able to go in and see, hey, we just saw that on the ledger. So why would an institution want to use a stablecoin as collateral rather than the traditional dollar? Well, it's not just about the yield. It's about speed and capital efficiency. There's about 8.2 trillion trading volume with LMAX, the company I showed you. And RLUSD's market cap is only 1.4 billion. But there's going to be 24/7 settlement. And Ripple also helped finance some of their stablecoin with LMAX just to get that started. You can sell crypto to fiat in about a couple minutes in the old system. And then the bank transfers take about a couple days. And so I'll show you in another graphic on how they could potentially make some money off of the settlement time. And then bank hours, Monday through Friday only, and post margin with the broker. Like I said, it takes days. Execute the trade with RLUSD. Remember, you're going from the British pound to RLUSD, depending on the trading pair. You'll get immediate settlement, and then you can use RLUSD as margin, and also you get 24/7 settlement, and so you don't have to worry about bank hours. So it's a no-brainer for some banks. So the money in transit is where they're going to make most of their money. It takes about 1 to 3 days to settle in the old system, and they're not earning anything, in my opinion. But the banks who hold it, they earn interest, and you get about 4.5% in treasury bills when you issue the stablecoin. I'm going to show you exactly how they make that. But when RLUSD gets issued, they hold the treasury bills and they're earning that. Yeah, it's risk-free. So Ripple and all these people who are creating these stablecoins, they're more incentivized to start, industry adoption. But also, in my opinion, the money that they're going to get immediately, they can also start investing. So that's kind of where I see another use case for it. So the Genius Act was signed in July 2025 that basically prevents us, people who hold the stablecoin, from getting the yield percentage of those US treasuries. But the person who issued the stablecoin, they're earning the yield. And that's where I showed you in my last video with Wyoming how they're getting the interest of the treasuries of the yield, but they can't give it to the token holders. So the Genius Act was supposed to prevent that. So the Genius Act in 2025, payment stablecoin issuers are prohibited from paying interest or yield to the token holders. So you can hold $100,000 and the people who issued the stablecoin, they're getting the yield. But here I'm going to show you exactly how we can potentially make a yield, but we're just not going to be able to get paid by Ripple or the ones who created the coin. So I showed you in my last video how Wyoming's doing that, but let's break this down. So Tether, they made about 13 billion in profit from just the treasury bills and repos. Circle, their reserve interest, so they made about 214 million in just Q3 in 2025. And Ripple, their estimated annual return is about 63 million. So the name of the game is create a currency, make it back to the dollar, and then collect the interest on your reserves. So remember, you're in the old system to the new system, but the Genius Act prevents us from getting that yield. So only the companies are going to be making money from issuing that coin. So in the old system, you get 4%. In third party with decentralized finance, you got Uniswap and also BlackRock's BUIDL. They're also paying the yields, and I'll do more videos on that. But really, the name of the game is you can give your $100,000 in USDC to maybe even Coinbase, and you can earn a percentage off of that. There's also a lot of decentralized finance opportunities, but there's going to be more opportunities in the future. Really, you're just giving these coins for them to borrow against, and they're going to give you a percentage of whatever they're making on the other end. So what does RLUSD and all these stable coins mean for that underlying asset? And so they're trading these cross-border payments, and they're replacing the current trading pairs with the old system to the new system. What does that mean for my XRP? Well, BlackRock is issuing it, LMAX is using it, and they're all using it for collateral, but that's just a stable coin. And I really think it's a path of least resistance. I set up a brand new trading pair like XRP to US dollar or XRP to British pound, when I can just go US dollar to RLUSD and just make it a lot easier for people's mindsets to go, hey, this is a cryptocurrency asset in an asset that they recognize for the FX market. It's a little bit less jarring. I think we're going to start seeing things slowly move over to an XRP tier 1 settlement. And it's not tier 1 right now, but that's kind of what I see in the future. Right now, it's about 7.5 trillion daily FX market volume. And I had to double check that number. It seems a little low. I remember in my past videos, it was a lot higher. It really is mostly focused on the on-demand liquidity, the instant settlement, and that's where the focus is. We're going to see, in my opinion, a lot of use cases with stablecoins because that's the path of least resistance. But what it means for your price is XRP is burned every time a transaction goes through on RLUSD. It is also on Ethereum, but I don't think that's where you're going to make your money with XRP. I personally think it's more of an industry adoption, and I think it's going to help bring a lot of credibility to XRP. But you first had to go through the path of least resistance by taking what's currently there in the old system and showing the world, hey, we can take your current US dollar and tokenize it and put it in this new system and develop the rails.